Visions Volume 3. Do we see clearly tonight? Let's discuss tonight. Hey everyone, welcome back to another Visions-tastic episode of Empire Radio. I'm Jeremiah.
I'm Drew.
And we are back with Visions Volume 3, Episodes 1, The Duel, Payback, Episode 2, The Song of Four Wings, and Episode 3, The Ninth Jedi, Child of Hope. Yep. So we're back with Visions finally, and we'll be doing 3 episodes tonight, 3 episodes next week, and then 3 episodes after that. That's a normal how we've done it for the first 2 volumes, and we're just going to continue to do it this way. I know I promised a lot of you guys on air that I was going to do reaction videos, and my back is so bad I can't sit in a chair for hours and hours editing those videos, so I'm opting out of it. I haven't watched the Village Bride episode yet. I'm contemplating whether I want to do it for that one, but
I only watched the first 3 episodes.
I watched the first 5 episodes, I think.
Ooh.
And hopefully those last 4 episodes are good. Because I remember season 2, like most of the episodes in season 2 were bangers. Like season 2 is really good, and this season is not as good as season 2 so far. So, but I'm only halfway through the season, so we'll see. I'll find out. I'll finish the next episodes tomorrow or Friday, and we'll figure that out. But nothing, no news really going on. Nothing, blah, blah, blah. I think the only really thing we want to announce is that in December, we're going to do the new book coming out, Master of Evil, which is the Darth Vader book that I think it takes place like right after episode 3.
Ooh.
So that's going to be a good, like, early Vader story. I don't know. I think that's all I really know of it. And I totally forgot. I knew the book was coming, but I totally forgot about it. Like since it was announced.
When does it come out?
It comes out in like 2 weeks or something like that. And so, yeah, because Mark Thompson posted on Instagram that he's doing the audiobook, and he sent he posted like a little clip of it from the audiobook, and I was like, oh dang, I forgot about this. So we'll be doing that in December. We usually give ourselves like a month or so to read a book after it comes out. So middle of December. So get that book, get the audiobook right now on Audible. It's only 99 cents a month for 3 months. So if you want a cheap audiobook and you're not already signed up, not a sponsor. But if you're listening, we would do a lot more books if you sponsored us, Audible, if you're listening.
We would do all the books if they sponsor us. Are you kidding me, bro?
But yeah, so it's perfect opportunity to get an audiobook. Mark Thompson's a GOAT, and he does that. And yeah. And then after that, we'll probably do like a Valentine's Day special book for a book, and then another book after that. So get hyped. But that's all we really got really announced tonight. So we might as well just jump into the first episode of Visions Volume 3, The Duel, Payback, which is the sequel episode from Season 1 called The Duel. So, Drew, what were your overall thoughts on Payback?
I thought it was good. I thought it was fine. I think, like, Season 1, The Duel was so intense and so new. Art style was different. And, like, now it was just like, okay, it was cool. Like, it wasn't, like, anything too, like, stand outish compared to Season 1, because that was, like, the first version of it we got, you know? So, I liked it. I enjoyed it. I thought the story was a little weak, but the fight and the art style is so cool. So there's only so much you can do with like 16 minutes, but
Did Miles watch it with you?
he did. Miles loved it. He thought it was the coolest thing ever. So yeah,
Yeah, well, for me, yeah, I was kind of like, I was definitely the first half. I was kind of bored. The
yeah,
second half, when they were like the big battle, like on the bridge and stuff, in the Ewoks, that was fun. But
yeah.
like, I don't know. I felt like with the duels, there was so much going on. It just all blended together, and like you couldn't really see everything. I don't know. It just seemed too much in black and white. This was black and white lines and colors. Like it wasn't. It's all mashed together, and like what I liked about the first season was like it was the lightsabers and then like blaster bolts were the only things that were in color.
Hmm.
But now it seems like every light source now was in color, and it was just seemed like there's so much more color on screen this time around at points that was just kind of like more distracting than aesthetically cool.
Yeah.
So, and then like the story, there just wasn't enough understanding of what happened in the past that
Yeah, it was
caused.
just like little clips. Like I said, like I thought it was really good for what it was, but I feel like 16 minutes was a little too short for
It was
that.
only 16 minutes.
Yeah, it was the shortest one
That was the shortest one.
out of those three.
Was that short? I thought there was only like 2 episodes that were under 20 minutes, and they were later in the season. I don't know. Fact check us. Someone in the chat. How long was Payback? Was that? Are you including credits?
Yeah, just like the time.
Oh, I thought it was longer. But yeah, it was okay. Kind of a letdown, honestly. Now going in, I wasn't really that excited for it anyway. There was other
Yeah,
episodes I was more excited for. Iretsi says 23 minutes. I think.
I'm pulling it up right now.
I think the second episode was short. That was under 20 minutes.
So wait, that's season 2, season 3. Oh yeah, 22 minutes. The second one is 16. So yeah,
And then what? How long was the third one? That was 24.
23.
23. All right. Well, anyway,
Well,
yeah.
your guys' times are different because my times say this, which you probably can't see, but they're like a minute. It all varies.
Yep. Well, might as well let's go scene by scene. So, opens up with a flashback of the Ronin fighting a guy with a blue lightsaber. And what was kind of interesting was the it was a POV of the person with
Hmm.
the blue lightsaber, so it was just from their like eyes, like a first person thing, which was interesting. Like it would be interesting to have like
Just like first person.
a whole episode that was a first person
That'd be kind of
thing.
cool.
Because I know like in Rebels, there was like an opening scene from Agent Callus when he was inside.
Oh
Like
yeah,
he
that
has
was
him waking
cool.
up in the morning and getting ready,
Hmm.
and it was all POV
That's
for like
such
the
a
first.
cool concept.
Yeah,
I
so
feel like it could get old,
oh, it would get old really quick.
like
But
because you're not seeing. I think it works better with like a flashback communication kind of thing.
yeah, but yep. So we see the Ronin takes off like hits his face, and then he takes off his legs because he's like my legs, blah blah blah. And then it goes back to the present, and it's a guy in a starship in outer space. He gets notified that his team located the Ronin on a planet All Cats.
Meow.
And
No. Okay.
he's called a Grand Master. So, oh dang, a Grand Master is this like I think it's a self-appointed title.
100%.
Okay, he thinks he's better than everyone. He was still pretty good.
I mean, he
Like
was good, but he wasn't no Jedi. He was evil.
so he so yeah. So then he's like, all right, I'm on my way. And his ship was pretty cool. I liked his ship. It was kind of like Maul's ship, but with like was it the some Thai ship that had like the diagonal wings? I can't remember what show was that. Andor, that opening scene in Andor season 2, the Thai Avenger with the
Yeah.
diagonal ones.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like a mix of those two ships. And it was pretty cool. So I like that. So he goes, um, and cool. So then we go to a snow planet in the mountains, and two AT-ATs are standing next to each other with like a building around it on top. And so it's like a cantina type thing, but then it's like later on, it's called like the owner referred to it as like a gambling parlor. I think it was how he said it. So it's just where a bunch of scum and villainy hang out and gamble and do all this stuff. It looks like there's like a bunch of ex stormtroopers or something that were hanging out there because they all had armor on. Blah blah blah. Um, and so I totally forgot about his droid, like what it looked like. I thought it was just a random droid, but this was R5, his droid, and he causes a distraction to like pull out a Sith. So that's like what it is. Like he sends in the droid to cause disruption and hoping to pull out. He's assuming there's a Sith that works there or hangs out there, and so the boss of this place is that little tiny little monkey guy.
With a super deep voice.
So okay, so this is I didn't catch this.
You thought it was a Wookiee?
No, I didn't catch this
Oh.
till the second time. That is a translation speaker, kind of like how Ithorians would sometimes.
Oh.
Because like when I was watching it the first time, like I heard the voice, but then like when you're listening, you could hear a different voice speaking. I thought it was in Japanese. And maybe it was, I don't know, but like I was like, did they like dub this wrong, where they left the Japanese and they just put like this crappy because it's like super quiet. Because then later on in the episode, when he's not inside the AT-AT, he's in his office, like he speaks, and you get Japanese subtitles, and you don't hear the English words. If you watch, did you listen to the English dub?
Yeah, I just watched the dub. I didn't watch it subbed.
So you don't. So you hear the English, but then later on, when he doesn't have his speaker doing basic translation, you only hear the alien language, and then there's Japanese subtitles on the episode. So that's like, oh, he's having a translation speaker when he's in his office, going into basic, but when he doesn't have his speaker, then it's just his alien language. So
I thought it was the Wookiee talking because I didn't see him. Like when he's sitting on the Wookiee's lap later, I couldn't see him, and all of a sudden I was like, "Why is a Wookiee able to speak basic?" I'm like, it was like throwing me off, and then all of a sudden he like pans down to him sitting on the lap. I was like, "Dang, never mind."
yeah, it was just weird. I didn't catch that till the second time because I was like, why do I have to like turn the subtitles on to know what this guy is saying? Like, this is stupid. Like in the second half of the episode, but then it made sense afterwards. But it's just like, if you don't do that, turn it on, and people are just going to be watching and not realizing what just happened.
So yeah, because I watched it with it on, and then I remember seeing Japanese subtitles popping up, and then English subtitles go on the top of the screen.
Right, because you normally watch with subtitles?
I think normally it's just on, because I think Steph watches most things with it.
Okay. Because I when I watch Star Wars stuff, first time no subtitles because I don't want to get spoiled with what's going to be said in a sentence. So then the second time I watch it, because like one of the ways that you can get spoiled was in Mando season 2 when the whole Thrawn name drop. Like she says the whole 2 sentences, but Thrawn's already at the end, so you read it faster than she says it, so you spoil yourself by reading the subtitles. I'm
Yeah.
like, I gotta make sure I never do that again, type of thing. But yeah, so the boss of this gambling parlor is like this little monkey thing, which looks like kind of the pilot from Solo, like that 6-armed monkey,
Mm-hmm.
kind of like that species kind of look, but it's much smaller. It's like the size of a
Chihuahua.
not chihuahua, like I was gonna say like a porg or something, but pretty
A
small.
chihuahua.
And so like the droids that like work for, or people that work for him, alerted him that this droid is causing a ruckus, and then he sends in this Sith lady, and I forgot to write her name down, but she goes after R5 the droid, and she has him stop, but then like all those thugs behind the droid start getting yeeted off and killed, and then the Ronin comes in, and so and well,
R5's been through a lot in his life.
yep, yep. And what was confusing, which wasn't really explained, was this Rhodian bounty hunter in this episode. Because, like, something like he worked for the Ronin or something, but here he calls the Crusaders to come, which are the Jedi guy and his team. But then, like, he helps out fighting against them later on in the episode. Like, it was confusing. So there's this Rhodian bounty hunter. I don't understand what he was doing, but he's the one that called then the Crusaders in when they start fighting. R5 goes into the cockpit of where the office is and like knocks people over, and then they start pushing levers and falling into levers, and that starts making the AT-ATs walk and move. So it destroys the cantina parlor thing. And I'm like, is there not like a key, like turn the keys on first and then you can push the, I don't know. I just felt like it was like they could just like accidentally bump a control and that would just ruin the whole
station.
station. But whatever. So they start breaking apart, moving, everything falls, people are falling off, and then the things topple over and while they're fighting. And then it lands like upside down. So it's the feet are up in the air and they're standing on top of the feet in the sky and they're trying to fight or whatever. And then the Crusaders come and the Jedi Master, the Grandmaster, he like jumps from his ship all the way down. It was pretty kind of cool. And he cuts the Sith lady's arm off. Oh, and we should say she refers to the Ronin as a former Sith who now hunts Sith. So there's information there about who his background is. He was a Sith. So this Jedi wants to fight this guy because he took off his bottom of his face and cut off his legs, but also because he was a Jedi and the Ronin was a Sith. So it's like a double enemy type thing.
Double whammy.
But like we don't know like why did he stop being a Sith? What was going on with that? Blah blah blah. And so he's like, I want justice. I'm a Jedi. We're about justice. Blah blah blah. You're gonna pay for what you did to me. Blah blah blah. And but did you notice his mouth not moving
No.
at all? Did you notice that he took off his face?
Oh yeah, I noticed it because he was like smiling consistently while he was talking.
Right. So his mouth was not moving when he was talking. I was like, this is weird that he doesn't, because I guess I didn't catch in the first opening flashback that his face got cut off. So, but then later on, he like adjusts.
I
He takes it
wonder
off and
because
adjusts it.
that wasn't in season like episode 1 or whatever.
No.
So that was like a flashback to a different story.
Yep.
But I think that's the story that's told in the book.
Oh yeah, is it a comic book or is it a novel?
It's a novel.
Interesting.
So I think that's what that's from. That story of that guy. So I wonder if it'd be a lot better if we read that novel.
Is it, or is it a manga?
No, it's a novel because remember we looked it up. So
I don't know. I gotta.
fact check.
Because I gotta see like. Let's see. Um.
I guess we could see and read like what the basis of that story would be.
Let's see. The Jedi are the most loyal servants in the Empire. 2 decades later. Oh, sorry. 2 decades ago, Jedi clans clash in service to feuding lords. Sickening by this endless cycle, a sect of Jedi rebelled, seeking to control their own destiny and claim power in service of no master. They called themselves Sith. Interesting. The Sith rebellion failed, succumbing to infighting and betrayal, and the once rival lords unified to create an empire. But even an empire at peace is not freedom from violence. So long, far. So it's. I'm just gonna try and. Uh, but he just says he's a former Sith that wanders around. But I guess it is a. It's 352 pages.
Mm-hmm.
Dang, interesting. So maybe that's covered in there, like you said. Who knows? But like I don't know. I just didn't really care about this guy because he just kind of shows up. We get
Yeah,
barely
because we didn't
anything.
really get the episode of him.
Yep. But so like we saw in the trailer, we theorized like he had some like teleportation force speed thing. So he does this thing where he moves super fast and he's kind of like see like like an outline of him move and jump around. So it's like he's
Mhm.
teleporting. I'm guessing it had to do with his fake legs.
Yeah, it's like a droid
So like he could just
modification. I don't think it
he,
was force related or
he could
anything.
just move really fast with his mechanical legs, but it wasn't really explained. It just looks kind of cool, and I think that's what added to like the weird where everything is blurred together. Because when he's just jumping around and
Yeah,
there's dueling, like it's just a mess of
it's
black and
just
white
like kind
lines.
of yeah, it's just a lot to look at sometimes.
So
Your eyes don't process it properly. I feel like sometimes,
right, and so
so it's
so
kind of distracting. Is that what you're trying to say for
yeah, I
you?
was just distracted, and you couldn't really see clearly what was going on. Um, But when the Jedi guy jumps out of the ship and lands on the foot of the AT-AT with the other Sith lady, he cuts off, like I said, he cuts off her arm. She's laying down. He's about to stab her, and Ronan force pushes her off. She
Hmm.
falls. He's like, that's my thing to deal with. And so then they start dueling, and then the Ronan gets hit in the arm for the first time, like he couldn't believe it. Blah blah blah. And then he's hanging off the edge of the AT-AT leg foot thing, and then R5 jetpacks in and tackles the Ronin or the Grandmaster, and R5 gets cut into like 5 different pieces. Did you cry when R5 got cut in multiple pieces?
No,
No.
Miles was like, not the droid. That's what he said.
Yep. Um. So then after this, so since the Ronin he let go and jump down or whatever, and so then the whole planet's on lockdown because they want to find this Jedi that he's hunting, getting revenge on. So then we get introduced to the Ewoks. They're like um, the seven dwarves kind of. They're just hi ho, off to work we go, and
They
they
like pop
find
out of the snow.
and they find the droid, and
Hmm.
then they don't show them finding the Ronin. It just
Yeah, they
shows
do.
him, huh?
They like pull him out of the ground. No, because he was under R5.
He's under R5.
Yeah, so when they picked up R5's parts, he was under there, and then they grabbed him and tied him up.
Oh, I didn't. remember seeing them find his body. Because then it's just, I was confused. So they just jumped to the next scene, and he's like Han
Tied
Solo
on
tied
us.
to a pole,
Yeah.
hanging upside down, about to get roasted.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but then it just jumps to him waking up, and he's in a Bacta hot spring. So he's just in there getting whatever, and then the Sith lady was also in the water, and I was like, "What is going on?" It was very steamy in there. We'll just say that because it was a hot spring. But like they're basically like, all right, planet's on lockdown. They're looking for the both of us. We're both gonna die if we don't work together. So we're taking a temporary truce. And so they have the truce. They say that R5's getting fixed, and she's like, yeah, that droid smith guy or mechanic guy is working good. So because she pulls up her arm and she has her new mechanical arm, blah blah
Mm-hmm.
blah. And so then it's just basically them preparing to lure the Grandmaster out so they can fight him. So there's this man-made island with a long bridge, and then the Ewoks they booby trapped everything, and R5 for some reason is used as like the main brain and power source for a generator around the planet, and so then it just is like um, I don't know. Like they say like, oh, he's called in a tip saying that the Ronin was seen on this planet or on this island, and so they take the Crusaders take the bait and they land, and then it's just kind of like chaos on the bridge. They have like these cool like green like pike sword things. They're not like the Magna Guards or whatever with the purple things. There's like green straight lines kind of on the end of a stick, which is kind of cool. And they get destroyed pretty easily by the booby traps and the Sith chick. And I says, I don't know, it was okay, I guess. Did you enjoy the booby trap scenes?
Yeah, it was more violent than I thought it was gonna be.
That was more what?
Violent than I thought it was gonna be. Like when that spike thing came
Oh,
down, I
the
actually hit it,
the
and I was like,
toothbrush looking thing. Like holy
yeah,
smokes! But like, what was? I thought it was just funny that they had like the kids. They came out of the water and they just had like
big goggle, one
human
circle.
goggles on, like the big circle, old ones from like the
Mm-hmm. I thought it
1930s or
was
whatever.
funny.
That was kind of funny. Um, and then but early on when they're like preparing for battle and like making their truce and stuff, she's like, "I want all those kyber crystals you got."
Mm-hmm.
And so we find out that she makes a bunch of tiny little lightsabers that she puts on her new mechanical arm. So when the Grandmaster finally is fighting the two of them, like she takes out that and it's like spinning and whatever.
Looks
And
pretty cool.
the
In the trailer,
Grandmaster,
you're thinking that they're fighting each other, which is kind of true, but then not.
right. And so whatever, he cuts off pieces at a time, blah, blah, blah. They're getting pushed back onto the island. Then they're on this thing that one last booby trap that Ronan activates like a whistling bird type thing, like bigger rockets that are kind of surrounding. And the guy just blocks them all, which whatever. So then they're just fighting. The Sith chick gets yeeted. She's disarmed pretty quick. And then it's just the Ronin versus him, and then they're just fighting. Blah blah blah. I don't know. It was okay. Like he takes the Ronin. What I was waiting for, which they actually did, was the Ronin used the Force to take three of the fallen mini sabers and like shot him at the guy's face, and that
Yeah.
knocked off his jaw, which revealed like a mechanical chin and stuff. So it's kind of like I think it
And
was
she like
reminiscent.
cuts his hair off at some
Oh
point.
she does that. Which was it a wig the whole time?
Yeah.
He has long flowing hair and it was a wig basically. But I think his chin was like I have to go back, but it kind of looked like a Vader chin, kind of like with the triangle tape with the little like
Yeah.
poles sticking out. So it was like that. They're fighting, and like Ronan kind of was like, um, you lack balance because this force is both the light and the dark. And like I found balance. Like I'm not a Sith or a Jedi because I got balance. And he's like, you're no longer a Jedi. And you're just focused on one thing. Blah blah blah. And what was kind of cool, which I do appreciate, was like he gets disarmed, the Grand Master, and his vision is all messed up because his face is all got whatever messed up, and he can't see his saber versus the red saber on the ground. Like he's so disoriented that he
Yeah.
doesn't know which one is his, and he reaches for the red one, thinking that it's his. Like I'm a Jedi, and he's like, "No, you're not," and then he cuts him in half. The
Yeah.
Ronin cuts him in half, and then that's that. And then there's peace on the island again, on the planet again, and R5's completely put back together, and they give him Ronan a boat with a new engine on it, and the Sith lady's there, and he's like, our truce isn't over. And they start fighting, but then they're looking at each other, smiling.
Yeah, well, he said, "I need my kyber crystals back."
Yeah. And so like they start dueling, but this goes in slow motion. They look at each other and they're smiling.
Yeah.
And it was very reminiscent of uh, Shang-Chi in the 10 Rings or whatever, when his dad
Nine
finds his
rings.
mom. Huh?
Isn't it 9 rings?
It's 10 Rings.
Oh.
I believe it was 10 Rings. Doesn't matter. The scene when the dad meets his wife, future wife, and they start
Yeah.
fighting, and he's so mesmerized that this is the only person in the world that can keep up with him.
Yeah.
And then they start smiling at each other when they're dancing in slow or fighting in slow motion, and they fall in love. So I don't know if that means that they're going to do a third episode or something with them
For sure.
tied up together, like whatever. But I don't know.
Yeah.
So that's the duel payback.
The first episode was way better, in my opinion.
Yeah, that was a much more straightforward story, easier to understand. Wasn't chaotic, but this one was just, I don't know. I was kind of disappointed by it.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. So the second episode, the Song of Four Wings, and I liked this episode. It was a funner episode. It was more lighthearted, and
The art was pretty.
yeah, it was much going from black and white
Yeah.
to a more bright colored, like more traditional looking anime style.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I liked it. It was when she got her the armor configuration with the droid when she was flying around, like oh, that's like the origami four wing crane that's supposed to protect the deity that's supposed to protect the planet. So I thought that was kind of, I called that, like I yelled it out right when she got that. I was like, that's pretty cool. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like this one could have a sequel at some point, but
Probably.
like it's not. But also like it's just so lighthearted that like no one would care if there was a sequel to it. So I don't know. What do you think of this episode?
I liked it. I thought it was fun. Miles liked it. And like I said, I liked the animation, a lot of it. It felt good to see. So
Did Miles like find it like funny, like happy enjoyed it, or was it like how did he? Because I'm guessing the first episode he was more like this is serious stuff, like this is intense.
yeah, I think like the first one, it was like he was way more like, "Oh, I want to beat you up, Dad." Like energy came out of it. This one was just more like he was watching it and then also playing with his Legos. So he wasn't like stopping everything to watch it
Right.
necessarily.
Yeah. So this one was this basically one. It starts off with a screen of like text in Japanese, and when you put the subtitles on, it goes so fast.
Yeah,
Like I had to pause it every time it changed so I could read the subtitles to it because it was just going so fast you couldn't read it because it's like you have the whole screen is in Japanese, and in order to do the English subtitles in the same amount of time, they had to like go out small on the bottom and go through a really quick flash to the next line, next line, next line. So that was kind of
hard.
lame. I don't know. I felt it was just kind of sloppy that they did it like that. But
That's
what are you gonna do? It's made by a Japanese studio. I don't know.
also very much meant for a Japanese audience. So
Right? That's the thing I felt was different from season one. Was I felt like season one was Lucasfilm said this is what you do because this is for, like, from Lucas's perspective, it's like this is for our fandom that you're participating in. But like first episode with like the weird translation thing with like the
mhm.
droid, like the speaker wasn't with them, so they went to Japanese subtitles. I felt like this was a time around. They're like, no, this is for our audience
Yeah,
first, and then for the English speaking.
it's
So
definitely meant to watch dubbed. Like it gives off that. I haven't watched it dubbed yet, but I'm going to. But yeah, it's definitely giving off that vibe,
so
especially these two episodes. Ninth Jedi, I don't know, not so much, but
right. So it's whatever. But we're on this planet. I think it's Jotes or Joets or something like that. Um, the Empire arrives on this planet, and there happens to be a rebel base there. And so the rebel base is like, oh crap, they're here for us. They tracked us here somehow. We need to evacuate. But one of their main rebels is this girl. Oh, did they say her name? So this is also, the origami thing, like because we have origami cranes. And this is
mm-hmm.
very in our culture world, and so this was like reminiscent of like a crane. Well, her name, I forgot how to pronounce it, but it's Crane, I think it was, which is spelled same as crane.
Mm.
So I thought that was kind of adding more parallelism to things. This Crane, she flies like a crane, four-wing crane. There's the origami cranes, and so I thought it was kind of a cool how they paralleled all that. I like that in storytelling. Um, but she's doing recon to scout out, like, where the Empire is, what they're doing, as everyone else is trying to like get ready to evacuate. Um, and her droid is one of the last droids in the galaxy that can play her music that's on cassette tapes.
Mm-hmm.
It was kind of funny. So she has like this. How did they in the subtitles? They called it funky electronic music. That's what funky electronic music is how they when it was started playing. Um, so she's going along snow speeder, doing recon, and they come to a ledge, and there's a village down below that was on fire, burning. So it must have been attacked by the Empire. She's like, "Well, my droid. What's the droid's name? Tortu, which the last three digits of his thing is TR2, so Tur2 is what she calls him."
Mm-hmm.
And so they go down. Oh, and she's a princess also. She's the last of her people. Um,
Her butler or whatever that guy is still calls her princess.
it's not Bo. That was just like a. I put Akbar, Admiral Akbar in my notes.
Yeah,
it was a Mon Calamari
yeah, but it
guy.
felt like it was like a butler kind of thing.
No,
It
because he was
really,
telling her what to do. Like he was one of
yeah.
the leaders.
You don't think it felt like Batman and talking to
Alfred? No,
Alfred? No, that's what I got out of it.
no, he was definitely one of the.
Yeah, but she wasn't listening to him. She hung up the phone or the call at one point.
Well, yeah, but how many times do people in our heroes in Star Wars listen to their thing? Anakin disobeyed the Jedi Council all the time, and
Oh, don't bring Anakin involved
why?
because that's a good point, and I don't want to hear it.
But whatever. So her droid can scan the village and said there's a life form down there,
Mhm.
and so Admiral Akbar, he's like, "Don't go down there. You're
Don't
putting
say
too
Admiral Akbar because people are gonna think it's really Admiral Akbar.
same species, same guy, wearing the same white costume, like whatever. It's Admiral Akbar, whatever." Uh, and so he's like, "Don't go down there. We need you to get back." Blah blah. And she just turns off the hollow. Admiral Alfred.
Yes, Admiral Alfred. See, I like
Nightwolf
that.
says that. That's kind of funny.
That makes more
Um,
sense to me.
so they go down to the town, looking around. Then she has like a flashback to like when her original place of origin was attacked by the Empire and it's on fire. And it's just her and her mom running away. And then it goes back. She flashes back to the present and going through this house. That's when they find like the paper origami cranes with 4 wings rather than 2. And then they find like a little like spot in the floor that could be lifted up. And they go down. Look, she looks down there, and there's this kid named
Whoopa
Whoopos, or whatever. And so he's like this weird, like,
rabbit blob thing.
yeah, weird rabbit blob thing with his big floppy ears, but he's like a little bear cub thing. I don't know. He's this weird little alien.
It has like no mouth.
Yeah, I don't know. He was just weird. And so he's down there. He's scared. Obviously, he's this little kid. His whole village is killed, and he has a bunch of those paper cranes. Like, oh, she's like, oh, did you make these? Like, these are really good. And he gets all like excited because someone appreciated his work. And they, oh yeah, I heard about these birds, blah blah blah, and how there's a guardian deity that's going to be here to protect you. So one, I was waiting for these birds like show up and save the day, like take out these AT-ATs. Well, she ends up being that bird when we get to it. But so then they're getting out of the house, they're getting ready to leave, and they come across some storm snow troopers, and so they're just shooting each other, fighting each other, blah blah blah. The kid is really good with a slingshot, so he like whipping around his head and knocks out one of the stormtroopers, and they're like, "How did that happen?" And then Cranny or whatever her name is, she shoots him because they're all distracted, and then more show up, and so they get back on the speeder and they're going 100 miles an hour, getting away, and they're getting whatever, and then she comes across, what do they call it? It's like a mining rig, so it looks kind of like one of the Jawas sand crawlers, but it's like converted into like a mining thing, and her droid scans it, and there's coaxium under the surface that they're mining for. And so she calls Admiral Alfred and is like, "Hey, they're not actually here to look for us. They're here to do mining for the coaxium. It's like we're safe. Like we don't need to like evacuate just yet." And so, but then when they're scanning this, then out from the ground comes these AT-ATs. And I was really mad because she called them AT-ATs. I was so mad. I don't know, whatever. So I wonder if that was whoever the voice actor was, if they didn't know any better and they just read it as AT-AT, or
Probably
because I wonder because there's only like one like famous female actress that's does English
in
dub.
this
I can't
season.
this season. I can't remember which episode it was. And I can't
And
remember
honestly, like, well, no, that's the next one, but I think it's probably in the Ninth Jedi is probably the famous female actor.
for the main chick.
Yeah.
No, because this is the first time she's doing it.
I don't
The
know
actress.
then.
She's like, you'd recognize her. I don't know. I've never watched any of her shows. She's like a younger actress. Like, I think she's like early to mid 20s or something like
Let me
that.
see.
Um,
Our chat, pull it up.
who's the famous like American actress that's
Voicing some
voicing?
character,
Yeah,
and
what
is it
episode is that from?
what episode was?
But yeah. So then the AT-ATs, they come out of the ground. They start shooting at her. She's trying to get away. Blah blah blah. She tries to shoot the AT-AT with her gun. It's like illustrated, like visualized, like as a big, powerful shot from her little speeder, but it does barely any damage. She's like, oh no,
Yeah.
their armor's too strong. Blah blah blah. And then somehow, Whoopas gets a thermal detonator. I guess she just had it in her backpack or whatever. And he uses the sling and yeets that thermal detonator and takes
Yeah.
out a AT-AT just by one hit. Oh, dang. And so then whatever the other AT-AT shoots at him and hits him, and they go flying in the air. And she's like, quick, armor mode. And then it turns into like an Iron Man suit that she can fly around in with these 4 wings. And I was like, oh, dang, that's like the 4-wing crane. She's the bird deity that's supposed to save the day, blah, blah, blah. But then so she's kind of like has like guns on it, kind of like an X-wing, like on each tip,
But
but
they
they're
weren't
not working because a plug inside the machine is flapping around. So which is stupid.
It's very much like Anakin, like pod racing.
Well, yeah, but that's just because but it's like inside a containment thing, and you'd think that it would just be a straight hard wire. Why would you have to plug it in? I don't know. Whatever, it's for dramatic effect. Well, the
Don't
droid
get
itself
so
can't
political, Jeremiah.
can't self-fix. But then Whoopas, he closes his eyes, and then he can use the Force, and he puts the plug back in, powers on. And so she's like, perfect, I just need one shot. So she shoots the mining rig, and so that blows up, but then that ignites all the coaxium underground too. And it blows all that up. And so then she's able to escape. And, they destroyed the Empire there. And so obviously the Empire's going to come back looking for things. So they have to leave. So they end up leaving, and that's that.
Yeah.
So it's a fun episode.
I thought it was fun. I enjoyed it. Lighthearted episode. The animation, like I said, was really good. I really liked it a lot. So
Yeah.
it worked for me.
Yep, definitely.
You know what also works for me?
What's that?
Coffee. When you need to plug in something, like a grinder or a coffee machine or a hot water tower for your tea. It's very good to do that. To get your energy.
Are you going to finish it a bit, or are you trying to get me to finish it for you?
Trying to get you to help me.
Wow, that's what a coincidence, because once again, Wesley Andrews Coffee and Tea is our sponsor for today. So, if you need to get some coffee or tea, just use our promo code. So take a listen right here.
Hey everyone, Andrew here. I'm pleased to tell you that the sponsor of today's episode is Wesley Andrews Coffee and Tea. If you don't know anything about Wesley Andrews, you definitely should. They're an award-winning coffee roaster and shop in Minneapolis, Minnesota, and they make fantastic coffee. The awesome thing is that whether you live in the Twin Cities or not, you can get their coffee beans delivered straight to your door by ordering them online. They even have a subscription service that ensures you never run out of amazing coffee. If you've been looking for some new coffee to try or a way to elevate your normal coffee routine, now's your chance. Head over to wesleyandrews.cc, use the code EMPIRE RADIO, that's with a capital E and a capital R with no space at checkout, to get 15% off your first purchase of any bags of coffee or a coffee subscription. I can't think of a better deal. Get 15% off some great coffee, support a small business, and support your favorite Star Wars podcast. In the words of Emperor Palpatine, do it.
Do it.
All right, fun. All right, well, that just brings us to our third episode of the night, The Ninth Jedi, Child of Hope. So I was kind of disappointed that the first 3 episodes weren't all the sequels episodes. I thought that's what it would have done, but they just gave us 2 sequels in the first 3, which is weird. I don't know why they did it like that.
Spread it out so people can watch all of it.
I don't know. It's just weird. That's what was like. They had a deadline. All right, everyone, you got to have their projects in by this. And then whoever gets in first, they get to be the first one of the week.
Yeah, I don't know, maybe
of the episode drops. But so then the last one is the last one to submit their episode. But who knows? But the Ninth Jedi. So I was really looking forward to this episode just because it was one of the better ones from season 1. And then because on top of this, it was also announced that sometime next year we're going to get a mini series to continue this story. Like, so this episode is going to be extra good. I'm super excited because it's going to set up for more stuff in the future. So I was hyped for it. But what did you think of this episode?
I loved it, dude. I love the animation. I really enjoyed the realism art animation part of it too. It made you feel like 90s animation. Did you ever, I don't know if you've ever watched this. If you haven't or have, either way, I think we should do a breakdown episode of it. It's called Titan AE. Did you ever watch that movie? It came out in, I don't know what year that came out, but it came out either early 2000s or maybe still 90s, but it was supposed to be that generation Star Wars film. It was an animation style thing. I don't know if it holds up.
2000.
Yeah, 2000. But it was I really loved it as a kid. I watched it. I had it on VHS and
dang, Matt Damon, Drew Barrymore.
Dude, it's good, bro. You need I don't know.
Nathan Lane.
Where can you watch it?
Let's see. It says Netflix.
Really? It would be a fun episode.
Netflix. It shows up from the Netflix website.
It would be a fun episode to do.
Maybe. Let us know in the comments. Do you want us to do a non-Star Wars movie review?
Yeah. Anyways, but it had similar, but it was way more fake looking back then, obviously. When they did the animation, going from I don't know what kind of animation. Animation, I don't know. But this one made it look really good because it kind of felt more realistic at certain points, and then it felt like you're watching an anime most of the time. It was really good. So, I don't know. I really liked it.
All right, cool. Of these first 3 episodes, this is obviously the best one.
Mm-hmm.
So at first I was kind of it was kind of pointless, but oh wait, we're getting a mini series. This is just the second episode of a series.
Yeah.
So it's just more setup stuff. So after the fact, I was this is actually really good. Now, as for the animation style, because I just watched The Ninth Jedi yesterday or a couple days ago or something just to refresh myself. And there was a big transition in the animation style.
Mm.
And so there was similar how this was a mix of 3D versus 2D.
Mm-hmm.
And the 3D stuff looks really good. but I thought it was weird to have a 2D drawing on top of a almost photorealistic 3D stuff at points.
Yeah.
So it was kind of weird. It was kind of like what was it? There was like the remember the Clone Wars animation style of Anakin versus Obi-Wan on Mustafar, that the fan made thing, like how the environments were so good, but then they put in a 3D model character in it. It kind of like some people were like, it just looks weird that like
kind of takes you out of it.
So like there was times like I was like it was distracting, but like it was also okay. Well, then this is just a style, and I'm assuming this is what the miniseries is going to look like. And it's like okay, cool. So like putting everything in context, I think this is overall a very good episode. We get a little bit more information on the bad guys, and we see the official bad guy. I think his name is Anda.
Yeah,
he's just there very briefly at the beginning, and he's the one leading the hunt after the Jedi, but we don't really get much about him.
But it's cool because like before this, we didn't realize that they were getting like we didn't understand what's happening, and so it was cool to see like they're getting hunted by bounty hunters and they're getting hired.
Because we knew that her dad gets captured or attacked. At least we didn't see that he get captured, attacked, whatever, in the first episode, and so then we just kind of like, all right, he's just officially captured, and they're just trying to find him. So, yeah, and so I don't know. I liked it. I think I liked the droid. What was the droid's name? It was Teto, which I think they wanted to name him Tito, but that was Cad Bane's droid. Yep. Very similar, like voice and kind of like cadence, a little bit here and there. Also reminded me a lot of AZ from Bad Batch.
Yep.
So but I really like the panels for the outline of the face. Cause I feel like they had a use, like that they come undone, and that they can be used for something, because it's clearly this folded over on top of each other to make the face. But when you unravel it, what does it do? Does it do something different? So it'd be cool. I'm guessing that's going to happen in the miniseries. But yeah, so we might as well just jump into it. So this opens up with a very intense dogfight. The good guys. So the main character, Kara. Then the other Jedi that joined them from season 1 was Ethan. And then the main leader is Jaru, I think. And then I forget what the big, huge,
goofy looking guy,
weird creature looking guy whose name is, but they're all being chased. Kara is in the gunner position of trying to shoot back at the ship. Their shields are going down. They're trying to get into a hyperspace lane. Calculations going. The shields are out, and then they get hit, and it gets hit right where Kara is in the gunning position, and she gets sucked out into outer space. And then she has an auto shield that turns on to protect her while she's in space. And then her ship and her team hyperspace out of there, so she's left behind. Oh dang, that sucks. So whatever. So then there's a flashback of her as a younger child trying to use the Force, struggling. Her father encourages her, if you just believe, the Force will do anything for you, type of thing, blah, blah, blah. So she's moving rocks, struggling, but encouraged by her father. And I think it's kind of implied that since then she hasn't tried to use the Force to lift objects or move objects.
Yeah, kind of.
Because she just kind of
she's not confident in it.
Something like that. Now, obviously, she's using a lightsaber and she's jumping around, flipping around, so she does use it to some degree. But like her telekinetic stuff, I guess, is what she doesn't work well with. And then she has a flash of just seeing her father captured from last season. And then you see this droid who then looks outside into his asteroid field area, and he sees the body out there. She's unconscious, and he's like, "Oh dang!" And I thought it was so funny. He like shoots a tow rope at her with like a claw machine toy, like whatever, like grab her, and just grabs onto her head and like pulls her in. I was like, "Dang!" But whatever. So he brings her in, wakes her up, she freaks out, and she runs away. And this ship is nuts. Like,
Yeah, it's so cool, dude.
it's because I was super confused. I was like, did they land and move somewhere? And
I
then,
thought it was a planet.
because like it's just, I don't know, it was really weird. So there's these giant rooms of environments.
Mm-hmm.
And so it kind of reminded me of Starlight Beacon from the High Republic.
Mm-hmm.
Because they made like this like huge like rooms that were supposed to like be like livable ecosystems for different species, and also to showcase environments from around the galaxy. So it was like these giant rooms, like, so one was a forest, one was like snowy mountains with like a lake, and another one was like that also, but had like grass like growing out of the water, and so there was these different environments, super huge vessel. And so she wakes up, sees super scared, runs away, runs into the forest one, and she walks past like a laser beam that detects things, and then she starts getting shot at by these auto turret things. She whips out her saber and she's fighting off the blasters, and the droid is like so shocked and surprised, and he stops the things, I think, and then goes to her and like kneels down and is like, "You're a Jedi, like, sorry for all this, blah blah blah." But I need you to help my master. Like, he's in trouble. I need you to help him, like, because you're a Jedi, and he said a Jedi would help, blah blah blah. And so we learn that they fled a war, and it seems to be from centuries ago, and they got attacked or whatever, and they ended up in this debris field and like asteroid field, and that like was far away from any like lanes that ships would normally go through, so they couldn't call for communications. But I think it also implied that like the asteroid field blocked communications also. But like a long time ago, they got attacked by bandits, and they were stripped of all the resources and blah blah blah. And the master got sick and was in a Bacta tank, and during one of these bandit attacks, like Teto and his other droids were fighting off the bandits, and in that battle, like a giant statue fell over and blocked the entrance into the where the Bacta tank is with the master. And he's like, I've been waiting all these basically centuries, and I haven't seen my master. But you're a Jedi. You can fix the situation. You can help me reunite me to my master. I miss him. Blah blah blah. And she's like, what? Like, I didn't sign up for this. Like, I'm not. She's like, doesn't consider herself a Jedi. Blah blah blah. So first they start trying to use a big giant crowbar to lift this giant statue that weighs like 200 million tons, like whatever. And he's just like, I asked too much of you, blah blah blah. And she's like, felt guilty. And she has another flashback of her dad encouraging her, and she's like, all right, I'm gonna try this. So she looks at her hand, and so then she uses the Force, and she lifts this giant statue out of the way. And Teto is super excited. Thank you. And he rushes to go see his master in the back of the tank. And he's just in there, not moving.
Not getting better.
I don't know how back to tanks works, because a lot of times they're sleeping and they're in like a coma until they're woken up. So Teto's all excited talking about his master. Now it looked like a dun, like a Plagueis species, or the banking clan species. But once later on we see like a hologram of him, and he has a face mask off, and it's a different species. But Kara, she goes to the computer system, and it all starts flashing red. And she's like, "Hey, sorry, Teto, but the life support system malfunctioned a long time ago, and your master's dead." You're like, "Oh," and so then it was super sad. He waited probably centuries to see his master, and he's been dead this whole time.
Yeah.
But he's like, "That's okay. You helped me, so now I can help you. I'm going to help you find your friends and get off this place, because I have nothing to do now. I have no purpose," basically. So, and like they hug, and her stomach growls really loud. Like, "Oh, you're hungry. Let me cook for you." So then he cooks for her some soup or whatever, and she really enjoys it. Then they just kind of have a talk about like war, like why do people have to fight wars, blah blah blah. And she's just like, she didn't answer why there's war. She's just like, we just got to help people in need. That's just all I can say. Blah blah blah. But like she's like, but I'm not gonna be a Jedi. I'm too weak. The Jedi, they're strong. They could help people and bring peace to the galaxy, but I'm weak. And Teto's like, you might be weak now, but you could get strong someday. And she's like, yeah, you're right. And then she gets all encouraged. But then the bad guys come, of course. And so I guess I don't know how they knew to look there.
I don't know.
Because her team, they hyperspaced out of there. The bad guys, they put a tracker on the ship, and they left right away too.
Yeah.
So it's like, why did they know to come back and search this asteroid field thing that would have been nearby where they left? Because obviously she's not moving that fast in space, so it's like she's not light years away from where they were. She's just right in that
I think once they lost tracking, they probably went back.
It has to be, but it's just like,
or they knew that they would come back if they lost someone.
But I don't think no one knew. The bad guys didn't know that she got sucked out of the thing, I don't think.
Yeah, I don't know.
So it's kind of confusing. Whatever, it doesn't matter. So they land in the big ship, docking bay, and we find out that, I'm guessing it's the main bad guy, Anda, has 100 million credit reward for any Jedi that's captured. That's a little expensive, but whatever. So there's this whole group of, I think that they are, like, there's two guys with the big hats, and then they have like troopers that go in first or whatever. So they lure the troopers and the bounty hunter people, or whatever, into the woods. So then they trip the blaster mine, like the tripwire thing with the laser. That takes out the troopers pretty quick. And then it's Kara versus these two guys with the big hats. They take the hats off, and they have like these Magna Guard, like the purple laser end things that we see in Clone Wars. And so they're fighting. And I don't know. I enjoyed the fight. She's pretty good, taking on two of these guys at the same time.
I thought the art style was really cool, how they did it too.
Yeah. And then, but then she's struggling because they have like these flash grenades, and so they throw all these flash grenades at her. She gets disoriented. Teto's like, I need to help. And they dropped a flash grenade. And so he's like, Kara, close your eyes. And then he eats it, and then it goes off, and they get disoriented, and then she's able to escape with Teto. And so then they're hiding in the woods, and he's like, I know where you can hide. And okay, let's go. And hey, hide in this hatch or whatever here, blah, blah, blah. And she doesn't know what it is. She thinks it's a high space. And he like pushes her in, locks the door, and it's a escape pod. And she's like, no. And he's like, that's okay. I just need to plug it into me for my power source. That's the only way to get you out of here. And so he forces her to get shot into space. And then he goes and to like, I guess it would be like the cockpit of, or the bridge of the ship, and activates the self-destruct feature. And so then he explodes everything in the ship, and then the troopers and stuff there. So I'm guessing because Anda, the bad guy, was on that ship also, right?
Yeah.
So obviously they're not going to kill up the main bad guy when he's the one leading the charge against this group, because there's another series coming out.
That ship blew up.
But the big ship blew up, but the red ship landed in the landing bay, though. I don't remember them seeing them leave, did they?
No, because like you at one point you see the red ship cut in half.
Cut in half?
Yeah, after it blows up, you see it floating in space, and the nose of the red ship is floating.
I guess I missed it.
Yeah, so I don't know. Doesn't mean they're not going to survive. We didn't see any bodies.
Right. But I thought the main bad guy, which is confusing because we get this name Anda at the beginning. Maybe I'm just reading it wrong, but then at the end we get another name, so we'll get to that in a minute. But so then Kara's team, they come back and find her and pick her up, and they're just basically encouraging her that she's gonna get trained in the forest and she's gonna get strong, blah blah blah. But then the main guy, the Jaru guy, is like, this was Nawan did this.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess Nawan, the guy that I thought was Anda, I don't know, I was confused. So, but Nawan seems to be the main concern, I guess, moving forward.
Yeah.
And so then that's the end of the episode, and it says to be continued. So, which it should have said to be continued 2026 miniseries or something, but whatever. So that's that. First 3 episodes are in the books. And so first episode, second episode was fun, but okay. This one was the best one so far.
I like this one a lot.
I watched the next 2 episodes, and
no spoilers.
No spoilers. One was a fun one. One was like, who cares? And then I haven't watched the last 4 episodes. So, but we'll see.
Yeah. I'm excited for it. I'm enjoying it so far.
I still haven't watched the one with the crazy animation that we got from the trailer. That I want a really 3D animation style that.
Mm-hmm.
So I haven't watched that one. I haven't watched the Village Bride sequel yet. So we'll see. But next week, episodes 4, 5, and 6. So make sure you listeners are watching these episodes as we break them down so we don't spoil it for you. So spoiler alert for tonight's episodes.
Yeah.
Anything else, Drew?
No, that's it on my end.
All right, cool. Well, let's transition over to everyone's favorite time of every episode, voicemail time. It's voicemail time. All right, fun. We have 2 voicemails.
Ooh.
And in classic fashion, it's just Yaretsi and Garrett again. Mm-hmm. They're every week they're calling in. So we know we love them. We're happy they're faithful, but more of you can send in voicemails, and we'd love to hear your thoughts on these episodes of Visions. because it's a fun non-canon stuff that people get excited based on their favorite animation studios and styles and stuff. So we'd love to hear your thoughts via voicemails coming up. But first up, let's listen to Yaretsi, who coincidentally did not send one in last week. And so she's like, sorry, I didn't send one in. So let's take a listen.
Hey Empire Radio, it's Yaretsi. I'm sorry for not sending in a voicemail last week. I lost track of time. I had so much homework due, a bunch of tests, and marching band. The last few weeks have been crazy for me, but I'm back this week with the voicemail, and I lost my streak, but it's okay. I'm back. And I've got my top Han Solo moment, which it's not like a big moment. It's not like important, but when I think of Han Solo, I think of like sarcastic, funny quips or like ways to get out of hard situations. Like that's Han Solo for me. And something that always makes me laugh in Return of the Jedi is when Han Solo and Luke, they're on Tatooine and they're gonna get thrown in the Sarlacc pit, and they're on that little thing transport that's taking them there. Not Jabba's sail barge, but like the thing they sent them on. I don't know what it's called, but Luke tells Han like, "I used to live here, you know," and Han's like, "You're gonna die here, you know." That's peak cinema. I love that joke. It's amazing. Anyway, that's it. Bye.
Peak cinema. Come on. There's way more better things in life than that. But yeah, why are you doing your homework? Come on.
Yeah, come on. Don't be Empire.
The service to the Empire is more important than homework, marching band. Come on. But
just kidding. Do your homework, kids.
Yes.
And listen to us at the same time.
Yes. But yes, Han Solo, known for his quips, as you said, and sarcastic. I'm literally doing it right now, she said.
Perfect. See?
But yeah, that's a good observation of Han Solo, the quip guy. Funny comments.
The troll.
Like, laugh it up, fuzzball, or furball, or whatever he calls them. Was it fuzzball or furball?
Furball.
Furball. Yeah.
And then Leia calls Chewie a walking carpet.
Yeah. Also in that same scene, who are you calling scruffy looking?
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a lot going on in that Sarlacc pit scene, so a lot of jabber going on. So thank you for letting us know your top Han moment, and it's never too late to put in your favorite of any of our categories or your top fives. You can send them in as you listen to them if you're new, and we do, all those top fives we did. You could always send in response to your favorite of everything for anyone listening. So there's that. But finally tonight we have a voicemail from the coup d'etatverse, Garrett. What was it? Last week he made his way to Naboo. He wanted to talk to the Queen of Naboo. And so we're picking up right after that. So let's take a listen.
Hey Empire Radio, it's Garrett. We were finally able to see Queen Naberry, but she didn't know anything about an X-Wing. I got a weird sense that she wasn't being completely truthful, so me and Captain Kestis decided to look around. We looked in the hangar, and lo and behold, there was an X-Wing there. Whoever was flying it must be here. We turn around and start to hear opera music playing, followed by a large door opening to reveal a man standing there. He's holding my lightsaber! He ignites it and starts walking towards us. We both ignite our lightsabers and prepare for a fight. Speaking of preparing for a fight, if you were in a fight against a killer Wookiee with a bowcaster, would you rather have a lightsaber with only a 5-minute charge, or a blaster rifle with infinite ammo?
All right, thank you. So, in universe, opera music is going, choir music is going when an enemy enters in. So that's kind of funny. Do you think what if that's like how it was in Star Wars? Like in universe, music is just playing, but it's just what people...
Yeah.
They don't notice it because it's just everyday stuff. That's funny. So who do we think this guy is? Because it seems like he was searching for Anakin. But is this Anakin that's gonna fight these two? I don't know. Who do you think? Do you think it's Anakin or do you think it's someone else?
I think it's Anakin.
Think it's Anakin? All right. Well, his question: Killer Wookiee with a bowcaster. Would you rather fight him with a 5-minute charge on a lightsaber or unlimited blaster ammo with a blaster?
Unlimited blaster ammo with a blaster. I feel like fighting him with a lightsaber, you would have 5 minutes. You would have to get close enough. He's going to be shooting that bowcaster from pretty far away.
I don't know. You just don't turn it on until you get close. I don't know. Part of me, I don't know.
You get close enough, he grabs one of your hands and rips it out.
Yeah, but you just gotta cut off his hands, his arms as he's reaching for you. Because you can't
True.
block. You can't block anything with that. You just go right through the bowcaster to his whatever. I think if it was a video game, I'd go with the blaster. I like to go from a distance. I don't like being up close.
Yeah.
But I feel like the lightsaber would be a quicker kill because he has to be a good shot with the blaster. And if you're exposed, the bowcasters are very powerful, very accurate from a long distance away.
Mm-hmm.
So you gotta be either way. You gotta sneak up on him because if he knows where you're at, you're screwed. So
that's true.
Blaster, yeah. I think the blaster would.
I'm gonna go with blaster.
I think blaster just because you can allow yourself more time to make a strategy and whatnot. But lightsaber would still be a close second.
Yeah.
All right, fun. Well, that's tonight's episode. Another little quicker one. But like I said, if you want to send in a voicemail, we'd love to hear from you. No matter the content, whether it's a question, comment, reviews of episodes, whatever you want, we can send it as long as it's family friendly. And if you want to do that, go in the description below. There's a links.co/Empire Radio, links spelled 2 I's. Click that landing page for everything Empire Radio. And one of the links there is to the website to send in a voicemail. It's super easy. Don't need to sign up. Just push record on your phone or on your computer and then send it in. Super easy. But you can also follow us on Discord. Join the Discord. It's a lot of fun there, even though it's been quiet for a while. Get some new people in there. Start chatting it up. And then we have a channel for the Visions episode. So if you want to just talk about Visions with people, go over to the Discord and go into the Visions channel, and you can talk there. But follow us on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch for live streams. You heard us talking to people in the chat tonight and fact checking us and all that stuff. Join us on live stream nights, which is usually Wednesday nights, and we'd love to have you join. We also have a fan email. You can send us an email for anything, and we actually just got one this past week from someone that's sending in a content idea.
Cool.
So you can send us an email about that or anything else. I think that's about it. Anything else, Drew?
No. I'm excited for next week, the next 3 episodes.
Yeah, so episode 6, so the third episode for next week is the Village Bride sequel. So The Village Bride is one of the best things in all of Star Wars, in my opinion. So this is as high expectations, and I feel like I'm going to be let down really.
Oh, hopefully not.
But we'll see. But anything else, Drew?
Nope, that's it for me.
All right, fun. Well, you've been listening to another Visions-tastic episode of Empire Radio. I'm Jeremiah.
I'm Drew.
And may the Force be with you.
Always.